Good win for the boys. 1-0 against Houston, who were missing Herrera, their designated player, DP midfielder. But it was a good win. Bongi scores early on. Great goal from Bongi. Could also had another one later in the first half. But really, we should have had more than one goal in the first 45, and the game should have been dead and buried. Steve Clark kind of stood on his head for a couple saves. Luis had a great chance in the back post. But overall, we played pretty well. I'm not too fond of the Dotson trap midfield pairing. I don't think it works quite well. But I was surprised that it didn't come to bite us in the butt. That being Houston maybe isn't one of the top quality teams where that might happen. But yeah, just not my favorite midfield pairing. But regardless, we get the dub, 3 points. But like I said, we've said this for weeks. We need to be better in front of net. Clinically, we are creating chances, but we need to finish them off. We don't have any sense of the goal in certain points where we should be easily getting another or a third. We sneak out a 1-0 victory where Houston really didn't bother us too well, but there were a couple times where Kamar Lawrence had a huge block in the second half late on, where if he doesn't make that block, it could have easily been a goal. We're just relying on Dane to make an insane save. So overall, Houston didn't really threaten us in the whole 90 too much, and Dane had very little to do throughout the game. When he did, there was one or two shots where it was a hard shot, but right at him, makes a save. And yeah, there really wasn't much from Houston in that department. So just leaving them in the game for the whole 90 and only being up by a goal is very, very worrying and scary for the whole last half, the whole rest of the game, when you had multiple chances to go up 2-0 to capitalize on one of those things. It's just better teams are going to bite us in the butt for not finishing our chances and going up and finishing the game. Even we saw this year with Vancouver, they did that to us. They stuck around the whole game and scored really late on in the stoppage time to steal a point. So things like that we can't allow to do at home, especially with our form. But I won't get too picky. We get 3 points, first home win of the year besides in the Open Cup. So that's good news. We get to sing Wonderwall. Bongi scores, he's been on fire to start the season. Maybe not in the goal department, just in every other department he's been on fire. And now this last little bit of week or so, he's been scoring goals. And I'm really feeling a Bongi second season syndrome, where sometimes a player might come over from a different league. First season might just take them a little bit to acclimate to the team, the league, the country. And then that second season, they're just way better, very immense into the team, important players. We saw that with Robin Lod, how even when he first came over, he was in the team a lot, but you could tell he wasn't, in full form. He wasn't ready to just be in that midseason format, and there were times where he was exposed in that first season, but then second season, third season, he's been great, So I'm feeling a little bit of that from Bongi to start the season, second season syndrome. So that's awesome. As long as he keeps the goals up and everything, it's wonderful. Yeah, Ray was in the building tonight. Reynoso's back, not technically back, but he's got approved unsuspended. He's back in Minnesota. He was in the building for the game. He's not going to be traveling to Portland. He will not be traveling to the U.S. Open Cup game in Houston. So maybe 2 weeks we'll see him or something. I don't want to rush him back. Obviously, he's got to get match fit and stuff. He's probably not nearly close to match fitness. So hopefully a couple weeks or so we'll see him maybe on the bench or in the squad. But just glad he's back. We win and move up in the table past Houston, get in the 7th place, back start climbing our way back up there from our hot start. We really hadn't picked up points in weeks, so that was great. I'll get into some of the player ratings, and I think I'll wrap it up. Besides, I would like to Will Trapp. Love him as a captain, everything he does, but recently he has just been a liability in the midfield. He was lucky not to get sent off tonight, in my opinion. It was a very harsh 2-footed challenge on a player. Could have easily been sent off. I haven't looked back and seen it, but live it looked extremely bad. I did pick up a yellow card on it, but lucky to stay on the field, in my opinion. That's the 3rd game in a row with just a huge mistake where it was not even a necessary challenge to make by any means to pick up the yellow that when he did. But the last 2 games, giving away the ball foolishly in the midfield, and then them leading to a goal right after, and now this yellow, which could have easily been a red, in my opinion. It was just he's just always a liability in the midfield. He's got a yellow in him in every game. He does a lot with breaking up play and stuff, but I feel like there's players out there where you can get that and more with the passing capabilities and everything. I mean, he is a very good leader in the locker room, I think, and he has a lot of leadership attributes. But right now, and if I was doing players stuff, I would be looking for a replacement for him next year for sure. But for the time being, I'd definitely try and take him out of the team. I understand these next couple of weeks we're going to have games thick and fast with this midweek game on the weekend, midweek game at the Open Cup, and then another game. So I understand rotating the squad a bit throughout this hectic game schedule, but in my opinion, we need to find a replacement for him in the future. If we want to make it to the next step, yeah, I think Will Trapp is a good player, not great. He's bad at a lot of things, good at other things. So, yeah. Other than that, I'm just going to jump and do the player ratings. Dane St. Clair didn't have a whole lot to do tonight, but when he did, he had to make a couple huge saves. So I'll give him an 8 out of 10. Distribution was all right. DJ Taylor, I'm going to give a 5 out of 10. Not his best night from DJ. He was getting burned on the right a little bit, but not his best night. Clean sheet. Boxall, 7 out of 10. Great game from him. Tapias, 7 out of 10 from Tapias for me. Or actually, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. Kamar Lawrence, an 8 out of 10. I thought that side was a lot better. They played well. Kamar was immense with a huge stop. Tapias had a couple big interceptions and stops. Dotson, I'm going to give a 6 out of 10. Will Trapp, also a 6 out of 10. Just all right. Robin Lod, a 6 out of 10. Not really a great game from Robin, in my opinion. Actually, maybe even just give him a 5. I thought he could have got involved a little bit more. Couple bad fouls, but not bad as in they're harsh or anything, just bad in this. Doesn't really play. Just maybe just a bad foul to give them the ball back, or just that type of bad, not harsh or anything. Franco Francopane, 6 out of 10. Played well. Couple good passes here, there. Bongi Hukulangwe, 9 out of 10. Bongi, my man of the match, picked up a goal, could add another. Luis didn't have a lot of touches, wasn't great in my opinion. Should have had a big towering header that could have went in, but it just ends up going right at Clark. Wasn't his worst game though by any means. He played fine. I'm gonna give him a 6. Actually, yeah, 7 out of 10. somewhere around there, maybe a 6.5. Yeah. Joseph Rosales comes in for Will Trapp. I'm going to give Joseph. I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. Wasn't Joseph's best game. Actually, a 6, but wasn't his best game off the bench. Impacted a couple plays, but then needs to just know when to make that pass, get rid of it a couple times. But yeah, good little cameo from Rosales off the bench. So Yan Sang-bin, 6 out of 10 for me. Was really lively off the bench, maybe even 6.5. So yeah, just like the energy off the bench. Kervin Arriaga, 6 out of 10. Played well off the bench, got the job done. Maybe a 5 or a 6. So yeah, somewhere around there. But that's gonna do it for me. We have a game in Portland this weekend, so another late one. Hopefully we can have a better road performance than we did last week. But as always, come on, you loons. Thanks for tuning in. And yeah, it was a late one tonight on a weeknight. So yeah, thank you for tuning in. Yeah, I'll wrap it up there. So thanks. Bye.